Good morning. My name is Bill Roloff. I will be your worship assistant today. Our minister, Reverend Kathy, is actually took the week off, and we'll give more of an update. Rondo Italiano will give an update during the service. Rhonda will be will be covering the meditation and the sermon today, or the lesson. Welcome to Unity North Spiritual Center in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. We are an inclusive community, and we welcome all people. We are part of a larger unity movement founded by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore in 1890. We are publishers of the Daily Word magazine, and we have been holding prayer vigil for 136 years through Silent Unity, the prayer ministry of unity. We welcome our prayer chaplain today, Wendy. Is Wendy out here today? Oh, there you are. Thank you. She will pray with you after service if you give her a call. Phone number will be in the chat and also in the announcements later. Let's give a little round of applause to our production team, Brandy and Martha. And back by popular demand, our musician, David Baumberg. Please join me in speaking the vision and mission statements. Vision. Centered in prayer, we create for all a world of love, harmony, and abundance. And our mission? Celebrating spirit, exploring truths, awakening hearts, inspiring dreams, serving community. And then our core values are down below. This is the time in our service where we greet one another. So let's wave to our virtual guests, our online guests, and let's greet one another. If anyone is visiting for the first time, we welcome you to our service. If you're here in person and would like to know more about Unity, please see me, any of the ushers, or Rhonda. If you wish, you could share your contact information in the chat with Unity North, which goes directly to us and remains private. We welcome you all, wherever you are, on your spiritual journey. Let us take a minute. Oh, we've already done that. Opening song. There we go. David will...
This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. We will rejoice, I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad. Try that again. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Thank you, David. That was beautiful. At this time, we take a moment for prayer requests. Let us take a breath or two to further center ourselves So as you breathe in, bring peace, love, joy within, and breathing out, we release stress, worry, and fear on your exhales. Instead of saying our requests aloud, we invite you to speak a name or prayer request silently in the sanctuary or aloud in the privacy of your home, and hold these requests in silence. Rhonda is going to step up and give a brief outcome of with Reverend Kathy and a prayer request for her.
So, as some of you may know, Reverend Kathy and Becky had their party yesterday. They did Chocolate and Dreams, and unfortunately, Reverend Kathy fell during that party. So, she cut her knees open. So, she's fine, she's home, she's recovering. So, we are just going to take a moment and see healing and mobility for Reverend Kathy. Please take a breath. From that place where we all know and feel our wholeness, we extend that vibration out to Reverend Kathy. And so it is. Amen.
We give thanks in advance for answered prayers, and we say, thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. Let us remain centered and still as I read the daily word. The daily word for Sunday, August 9th, 2026 is joy. Joy lives in my heart and blesses my life. Joy lives in me as an aspect of my divine inheritance. I feel it as the love in my heart and the peace in my soul that colors my every experience. Even as the rhythms of life shift, joy is my constant companion. When living feels light, joy is in the harmony of my relationships, the laughter in my celebrations, and the satisfaction in my soul. When living feels heavy, joy is still present as my peaceful bearing and faith-filled presence. My joy blesses me daily, but it is not for me alone. I share it generously. I rejoice in being a source of light in times of peace and a shelter in times of trouble. I am blessed to live a joyful life. I affirm God's joy is my joy today and every day. Job 8:21. He will yet fill your mouth with laughter and your lips with shouts of joy. The Daily Word, Sunday, August 9th. Joy. And now David will prepare us for meditation.
I surrender all to you. Take my heart and my soul too. I know you hear each time I call. I surrender all. I surrender everything. All I am to you I bring. With gratitude on you I call. I surrender all. I surrender all.
invite you to settle into your chairs. Take a deep breath and let your eyes gently close. Breathing in and breathing out. Take a moment now and relax your body. Starting at the top of your head, choose to relax as you exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Relax. Moving on to your shoulders. Let the knots out of those muscles. Relax and let go. Moving down your arms to your hands, flexing and releasing. Exhale and release whatever you have been holding on to. Moving down the trunk of your body, paying special attention to your belly. Relax. Moving down your legs all the way to your ankles. Making a conscious choice to relax. Now pay attention to your hands. Allow your hands to rest gently on your knees, with your palms open to indicate that you are ready to receive. Say to yourself, I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of abundance. Imagine that you are looking into a mirror and saying that to yourself, repeating that affirmation. I am worthy of abundance. Continue to look into that mirror. What does the person in that mirror want more than anything else? Do you want something to happen at your job? Do you want to improve a relationship? Do you desire some form of financial abundance? What is the one thing that you want more than anything else? I will leave you in the silence with the person in that mirror for a couple of minutes to contemplate this question. What is it that you want? Want more than anything else. You don't have to share that insight with anyone else. However, you should be able to tell the person in the mirror. What is your heart's desire? Forget about how to get it or the frustrations you may have experienced around this desire in the past. For right now, just get clear about what it is that you want. What is your intention? Now we will go back to the affirmation we started with. I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of abundance. Make sure those palms are still open to symbolize your readiness to receive. I am worthy of abundance. Sometimes we have things that come up when we are thinking about our own worthiness. Those things we did or thought or didn't do. the what about this or what about that thoughts that come up. The moments when we may not have been our best selves or the times when we struggled. Put all of those moments in a pile. Put them on the ground in your mind and pile them up. Now imagine putting some kindling on them and lighting them on fire. This is that shadow side we talked about last week. The side that says we don't deserve the things that we want. The voice that says we can't have it, that it is out of our reach, that we should want something else. Thank that voice for its service. That voice has a job. That job is to keep you safe from disappointment. Thank the voice, but keep going. Keep making your pile. Keep burning those what ifs and those things getting in the way of your dream. Keep going, keep piling things onto that fire until you are out of reasons and what ifs. Watch the fire burn and transform your fears into affirmations. I am worthy of abundance. Say that to yourself. I am worthy of abundance. With an open palm and a deep breath. When you're ready, you're welcome to open your eyes.
Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless the seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Pulling weeds, picking stones, man is made of dreams and bones. Feel the need to grow my own, 'cause the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's chain. To my body and my brain, to the music from the land. Plant your rose straight and long, thicker than with prayer and song. Mother Earth will make you strong and give her love your care. Old crow watching hungrily from his perch in yonder tree. In my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief up there. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a fertile piece of ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless the seeds I sow. Someone warned them from below till the rain comes tumbling down.
That was beautiful, David. Thank you. This story is called Flower Shop Mix-Up. A businessman ordered flowers to be sent to the opening of his friend's new branch office. When the businessman got there, he was shocked to see the flowers with the inscription, "Rest in peace." He was so outraged that he stopped at the florist's to complain. "It could be worse," the florist said. "Just think, today someone was buried beneath a floral arrangement with the inscription, 'Congratulations on your new location.'" So we are beginning week 4 of a 6-week series on the book Unapologetic Manifestation. I had a copy somewhere. Here it is. By Ken Daigle. So it looks like this. And if you are here for the first time or you have missed a Sunday somewhere, don't worry, because we're going to do a quick review. So chapter 1 in this book is called The Art of Manifestation. How can we use what we have to create the life that we imagine? And the story that Daigle uses is the fairy godmother from Cinderella, where she takes a pumpkin and turns it into a coach, and she uses the things that she has at hand. Chapter 2 is called What is Abundance? The infinite supply of substance and energy available to us at all times. According to Ken Daigle, that's abundance. And we are reminded that we don't do this work by ourselves. Daigle says that our abundance is so much more than money. So remember that finances are a piece of that puzzle. However, it also includes health, relationships, work we enjoy, and leisure time. So there was a lot in chapter 2. So that was sort of background, foundational information, and then we started out on the steps of manifestation. Chapter 3 is called Focus Your Mind. Last Sunday, Reverend Kathy talked about this first step. Here we learn to claim our power and create the life that we want. Forgiveness and letting go of resentments, along with facing our shadow side, were big parts of this chapter. So today we begin the second step, where we get very concrete in how we manifest our abundance. This chapter is called Take Concrete Steps. So we're getting into the meat of the thing this week. The affirmation is, I consistently and courageously take steps to shift my life and manifest my dreams. Can we say that together? I consistently and courageously take steps to shift my life and manifest my dreams. There we go. So before we get to the concrete steps to manifest our abundance, there's one more thing we will need. That thing is called grit. Grit is our ability to consistently take concrete steps to pursue our goals and desires despite setbacks and obstacles. That is the number one indicator of our success. Not talent, not connections, not race or gender, but tenacity. So grit is a combination of passion and perseverance for long-term goals. Passion is great enthusiasm for a cause or a goal, and perseverance is working through tough times. So we need those two things together. We got to weave them. We have an example of grit in the Bible, in the book of Nehemiah. In 586 BCE, King Nebuchadnezzar, you get a prize if you can spell that without looking it up, had burned and sacked the city of Jerusalem. So the holy city had been burned to the ground. Nehemiah was a devoted Jew, and his family had fled the city with everyone else and resettled in nearby Persia. Nehemiah was working for King Artaxerxes in Persia, and he was sad to hear that no one had returned to Jerusalem to rebuild the city. So 140 years later, in 445 BCE, that city was still in ruins. Nehemiah not only got permission from the king of Persia to rebuild, but the king provided the materials for the rebuilding of the city. The king provided Nehemiah with letters of safe passage. Remember that there was no internet, so those letters proved to the guards on the roads that Nehemiah had permission from the king to travel to this holy city that had been abandoned for over 100 years. So Nehemiah had permission, he had letters of safe passage, and he had a written order allowing him to use royal timber to complete the work. So he clearly had found favor with the king. So this is already impressive, but it gets better. The local leadership, so the other governors in the area, they were not happy that Nehemiah was coming back and bringing a great number of Jews with him. These local leaders had political and economic control in the area, and any Jews in that area were also under their thumb. They were not happy that Nehemiah was muscling in on their territory. However, Nehemiah had the king on his side, and he had it in writing. Nehemiah returns with over 42,000 people to rebuild Jerusalem. They rebuilt that city in just 52 days. That's huge. The king had appointed Nehemiah governor over Jerusalem. According to local laws, at that time, Nehemiah was allowed to collect a food allowance as a tax on the people for his role as governor. They were supposed to feed Nehemiah since he was the leader of the land. However, Nehemiah said he felt like the people had worked hard to rebuild the city so quickly, so he didn't collect that allowance as his tax. Instead, he fed the people. So the local leadership, as I said, they were getting antsy, and Nehemiah had worked and they rebuilt the city very quickly. And the local leadership thought they would have more time to make trouble for Nehemiah. And so they decided to send him a message. They sent 4 messages, as a matter of fact, all suggesting a meeting, but they were really planning an ambush. Nehemiah declined every offer. Finally, the messengers said that they were going to send a letter to the king stating that Nehemiah was acting as king of Jerusalem. This would get Nehemiah in trouble with the king of Persia. It wasn't true. Nehemiah was very grateful and loyal to the king. So eventually the local government gave up because they realized that God must have been on Nehemiah's side, as evidenced by a ruined city being rebuilt in only 52 days. All of the Jews who are working to rebuild the city are praying and staying focused on their task. They are not distracted by all of the letters or the politics of the day or anything else. They just kept working, kept building. And 52 days later, we have a city rebuilt. And that is grit. So we have our necessary ingredient of grit, which is a combination of passion and perseverance. Next, we need to decide what it is that we want to manifest. That's what we were talking about in our meditation a few minutes ago. We need to set our intention. What do we want? Pick a thing that is important to you and then go after it. Do you want a new job? Do you want an improved relationship? Do you want something else? The bulk of this chapter is actually about tithing. We have grit, we have a desire, and then we need to set things in motion. We need to get started. The way we go about manifesting the thing that we want is to start with tithing. According to Ken Daigle, tithing is like a 3-legged stool. So there are 3 components to tithing: time, talent, and treasure. So we're going to unpack those things a little bit and talk about some examples. The first one is time. This is what Ken Daigle calls cultivating spiritual growth. This is where we give time to our own spirituality. We do this by attending classes, engaging in meditation, participating in community services like cleaning up a local park or walking an elderly neighbor's dog. This would also include other activities that nurture one's spiritual life. So tithing our time is giving ourselves the time and space to develop as spiritual beings. For example, at Unity North, if you are attending the Wednesday night classes that support the messages we hear on Sunday, you are engaging in tithing your time. The second leg of that stool is talent. Daigle calls this enhancing community and personal fulfillment. This is where we offer our skills to help support classes that align with our values. We do this by volunteering, mentoring, contributing professional expertise. At Unity North, an example would be Christine beautifying our building with her beautiful flowers and decorations. Nancy and Jennifer keeping our grounds in order. My husband Chris providing tech support. Right? Lots of things come into play, and there are lots of things happening in the background that we may not even think about. The next part of that three-legged stool is treasure. Daigle calls this aligning financial abundance with spiritual principles. This involves giving a percentage of one's income, 10% in Judeo-Christian traditions, to support spiritual or charitable causes. Our tithes pay for our building. They keep the lights on. They pay the salaries for the people who work here. And we're going to pause here because tithing money sometimes brings up emotional baggage for people. So this is audience participation time. We're not going to worry about passing a microphone. I will repeat whatever people say, but what are some of the what ifs that you've heard about tithing? What are some of the things that people say, well, I don't tithe because? What have you heard in that regard? I can't afford it. Yeah. What else do we hear? I'm afraid of the commitment. That's a big commitment. Yeah. What else? I give in other ways. Okay. What else? Tithing what ifs? Wendy.
I had a lesson from my mother who said, you only need to do 50 cents a week. This was back when I said I was going to do $1 a week and I was barely making any money.
Uh-huh.
And she said, that's too much.
So Wendy's mother said that 50 cents a week was enough. Wendy was going to give $1 a week, and Mom said, no, 50 cents is good. That's all you need to do. What else? What kinds of what ifs do we hear when people talk about tithing? Anything?
How is it spent?
How is it spent? That's an attachment, isn't it? Yeah. You can have my money, but then I'm going to follow the president of the board and the minister around and tell them what they ought to do with my money. Right? Or I'm going to see what kind of car the minister pulls up in. If that car is nicer than mine, then I might have feelings about that. Or I might give less. Right? All of these things. And notice that our hang-ups are not about tithing time or tithing talent. They're about tithing treasure. Right? No one says you shouldn't go volunteer at the church. No one says you shouldn't go to a class. But when it comes to money, that's where the hang-ups come in. That's where the what-ifs come into play. That's about fear much of the time. Something to think about. Now, the other thing is that we are not here to judge one another. We are here to support one another, right? So if I see what Cindy or Kathleen put in the box on Sunday morning, if I watch them to see if they put their check in the basket in the back of the sanctuary, not my place, right? I don't get to call Martha and ask her if she wrote out her tithe check this month. That's not my business. This is about our relationship with the universe. This is about how we interact with our God. And it is very, very personal. And remember that we are all in a different place. Right? So if tithing money is hard for you, if for whatever reason you do not currently tithe financially, consider it this way. Ken Daigle quotes a well-known Unity author we have probably heard of, Eric Butterworth. And Butterworth has this to say: tithing isn't about following rules or fulfilling a duty. It is about shifting our mindset to see giving as an expression of our spiritual alignment, a natural outflow of living in tune with the principles of abundance. Daigle goes on to say the magic of tithing is not in the percentage, but in the consciousness it cultivates. In other words, it isn't about the dollar amount. It isn't about the percentage. Don't get hung up on that number. It is about the mindset that comes with tithing. It is about the sense we get when we are part of the flow of the universe. Right? So there is a sense internally that comes with tithing, of being part of that give and take in the universe. And the number that we tithe is not important. It's about being a part of that flow. And different teachers have different ideas about tithing. For some, tithing is only about money. Some teachers that you read do not include tithing your time or your talent. They are only talking about the check that you write every month. Right? There are also some who insist that a tithe has to go to your church. So if you write a check out to Family Promise, for example, every month, that doesn't count. So that is another way that our tithing, our relationship with this flow, is private. Right? I don't get to call Wendy and tell her that the money that I know she gives to Family Promise every month, that she can't count that as her tithe. Right? She's laughing at me because she knows I would never do that. So out of character. But you've seen and heard people do that, right? They want to police how you do things. Yeah. So you're going to hear different teachers with different ideas. And at the end of the day, you have to decide what you are comfortable with. And in this chapter, Daigle cautions us about doing what's easy, doing what we've always done. Something to keep in mind. Daigle quotes research stating that giving, whether through money, time, or talent, remember all three of those are included, benefits the giver as much as the recipient. Acts of generosity activate the brain's reward centers, build capital, and can even lead to financial prosperity. Ultimately, giving creates a ripple effect of kindness and cooperation, leading to a more abundant and fulfilling life. There is research out there, someone did studies to figure out that giving time, talent, and treasure benefits you and the person who receives. This means we have to start where we are and move on from there. If you are not doing any of the three legs of the stool, if you are not tithing time, talent, or treasure, pick one. Pick a place to start and grow from there. We need to move. We need to adjust. No one else can tell you what that adjustment should look like. You have to decide that for yourself. But think about this. Where you are right now is a result of the beliefs that you have held and the activities you have engaged in up to this point. That is not an invitation to whack yourself over the head, but we manifest our world through our beliefs and our behaviors. So if where you are right now is not what you want, something has to shift, something has to change. So you have to decide which one of those three legs of the stool you're going to work on. I'm going to end with one more story. This one is called Medical Bill. A man suffered a serious heart attack and had open heart bypass surgery. He awoke to find himself in the care of nuns at a Catholic hospital. As he was recovering, a nun came in to ask how he was going to pay for the services. He was asked if he had health insurance. No health insurance, he replied weakly. The nun asked if he had money in the bank. He replied, no money in the bank. The nun then asked, do you have a relative who could help you? He said, I have only a spinster sister and she's a nun. The nun got a little perturbed and announced loudly, nuns are not spinsters, nuns are married to God. Yes, that's right, said the patient, perking up. Send the bill to my brother-in-law. Thank you.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his own name's sake. And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. For thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. He leadeth me beside still waters, in the presence of mine enemies. He leadeth me beside still waters. Well, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen.
Oh, that was fantastic, David. Thank you. So I need to take a minute just to do a little embarrassing bragging about David here. I go over his bio here. David studied classical guitar in Spain. Has recorded 15 albums, which are streamed throughout the world and on NPR stations throughout the country. Correct me if I'm wrong, David. All right. Currently touring on a show called American Journey. The People, Their Songs and Stories. Has just completed a tour performing with the Kingston Trio. Has performed in other Unity churches in Minnesota. And this is his second appearance with us. So Wow. Let's give him another round of applause. Thank you, David.
I can hardly wait to meet me.
All right. Now is the time to bless our offerings. We invite you to go to our website, unitynorthmn.org, and find the donation button on the homepage and give your offering there. For those of you that are in the building, if you would prefer, you can leave your offering in the basket at the end of the middle aisle by the door to the sanctuary. If you would rather mail a check, you can send it to our address, also on our website. Let us speak our offering blessing. Please join me together. Divine love flowing through me now blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. And now David will
Sing with me if you can. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Always there for you. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Peace I leave with you.
Thank you, David. All right. Daily announcements. Our prayer chaplain again is Wendy Erickson. Our healing facilitator is Nancy Helveg. Hi, Nancy. Party program tickets are available for purchase online at unitynorthmn.org. The outdoor movie dinner night, Mamma Mia, hosted by Nancy Helvig. Saturday, August 15th at 6 p.m., $25. Plenty of tickets left. Costumes, optional. All party attendees, check out the party pics on the TV screen in the narthex. There is, for youth and family, there's an immediate need for additional nursery assistants and additional teacher for the YES program for our grade schoolers. Please contact Kathleen for more information. And now I would like to invite Kathleen up to discuss Family Promise and Family Table.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Rhonda, thank you for your talk here, because I'm going to take a couple of pointers off of here and let you think about what Rhonda talked about. The three items I'm going to talk about: talent and time. I could use more of that myself, and I could use yours as well, especially when we support Family Promise. I have a training coming up. As a matter of fact, there's one set up for tomorrow evening, but if I don't have anybody signed up today, there won't be no training. I have training to support Family Promise when we are going to the guest house and feeding the families on a Sunday, Tuesday evening, or a Saturday morning breakfast. Our time to volunteer there is coming up, and in order to volunteer, we all need to go through some training. I'm hosting training coming up this Monday, and then Saturday, and then again the following Monday and the following Saturday. You only need to attend one of those sessions. It's 2 hours in length. I promise it not to be painful. We will have fun. might even provide some snacks. But looking for anybody who wishes to help out and support Family Promise in this way to please sign up for the training. We all need to go through the training prior to our commitment to helping out. So see this out in the narthex, see the sign up, and sign up as soon as possible. Thanks.
Can I add something to that?
Thank you, Kathleen.
I don't need that. I've got this one. Thank you, though. Family Promise has been our baby from the beginning. Mary Sorensen was here earlier. I think she's over taking care of snacks. But Mary and Donna elbowed me and suggested that I go and help with Family Promise before it became Family Promise. So I blame Mary and Donna. But this has been something that, and there she is, giving me a thumbs up.
We did it. Good job.
Yes, thank you. And Kathleen has been working tirelessly to make sure that we continue to participate in Family Promise. So once upon a time, the families would go church to church, and they would come and sleep in our Sunday school rooms. And then COVID hit, and we had to very quickly pivot. So then for a very long time, the families were staying in hotels, and the Family Promise organization would pay for those stays. And now they're not coming church to church, and they're not staying in the motels anymore. Now they have a location. They have a building in Coon Rapids, which we got built.
Yes.
How many units is it, Kathleen?
8.
8 units. And so we have one place. This was the vision. This was the hope from the beginning, but we had to go another route because the money wasn't there. So now we've got our building, and there are certain things that are appropriate to say to people who are in this program and certain things that are not appropriate to say. Certain questions that you might think are innocent that could be off-putting or insulting to someone. So it really is important that you go through the training and have some information about the things that have led families to where they are. So this is our baby. I have a very personal attachment to Family Promise. So please do look at your calendars and see if there is any way that you can work in one of these trainings, because this is work that is very, very important to our community, and we want to keep it going. And if we don't go through the training, then we can't volunteer. Did I miss anything, Kathleen? Okay.
I think
Thank
in
you.
addition to that, real quick, Brandy, sorry. In addition to that, if the schedule doesn't work for you, contact Kathleen so that she can try and fit you in at another time and date.
Hi, quick announcement. An email will be going out probably later today. Mary and Donna's Barbecue, for those of you who purchased tickets, as you know, ended up being postponed. The new date will be Sunday, September 13th after church. So for everyone who has already purchased tickets, I will be sending out an email to let you know that. But I just wanted to give a quick update that is for those who are listening that are bought tickets. It is rescheduled for Sunday, September 13th. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy. Please join me in speaking our community affirmation. Oh, sorry. Any more announcements that I missed, or anyone?
Family table.
Oh, family. I thought you talked family table. Okay, family table.
About family table, but family table is still on this month, August 27th.
5 p.m. If you'd like to assist in preparing food and serving meals, there is a sign-up sheet in the narthex, or see Kathleen with any questions. Please join me in speaking our community affirmation. Together, centered in prayerful intention, we give thanks for an overflowing abundance of spiritual awakening, prosperity, new members, and children for Unity North Spiritual Center. And so it is. I'd like to give a shout out to our tech team, Brandy and Martha. Thank you. I'd like to give a shout out to our special guest speaker and a beautiful meditation and lesson today, Rhonda Italiano. And David Momberg, our musician today. Thank you, David. Let us speak our prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let there be peace with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin